Hello everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. I was trying to play another game for our spooky season, for the kind of the finale of the spooky season, but it wasn't really working out, so then I decided to chill out with this game instead. Oh, if it isn't Sam, how were the meeting with the Sylphs? It actually went really well. A missive from the Sylph Elder himself, if I may. So the Sylphs have no desire for conflict, nor do they intend to summon Ramuh. And so long as we leave the Tempered Ones be, we need not fear any aggression on their part. The Elder Seatseer will be overjoyed to hear that the Sylphs have welcomed our overtures, and in the knowledge that they bear us no ill will, we may channel our resources towards tackling the more conspicuous threats to our security. You have done this nation a great service, my friend. On behalf of all Gradanians, I give you my thanks. Yay! Okay, so now, what does he want us to do? Because I want to get to our class quests. The Sylphic folk have long been friends to Gridania. The mere thought of being at war with them pained the Elder Seatseer to no end. But, owing to your efforts, she'll be able to rest easier. Being the benevolent soul that she is, my lady will surely find a way to reverse the tempering process. Once again, I thank you. Had the Scions of the Seventh Dawn not offered to mediate between our peoples, suspicion and doubt may have led us into needless conflict. Pray pass on my regards to Lady Minfilia. Hello, Sam, can you hear me? It is I, Minfilia. Ida and Papalimo returned some while ago, and they wasted no time in regaling me with the tale of your exploits. Thanks in large part to you, the name of one primal may be struck from our list of enemies, and the Grenadians may turn their attention to more pressing matters. Well done. Yet the end of one tale is but the start of another. Pray return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. I would apprise you of the present situation in person. Okay, so this does give us rest. It gives us pause, I should say. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to our class quest, which means we are going to be returning to Ul'dah. So, because even though we are part of the Maelstrom, our class quests still take place in Ul'dah, because your class quests never change, unless you change your class. So we're going to head this way. We're going to go back to the airship landing, head to Ul'dah. It's so easy to click the map and be like, oh yeah, no, I'm just going to go... Whoa, what's in there? A sight to behold. Oh, I think this is how I get the journal. But yeah, it's really easy to basically just be like, oh, I'm just going to click the map and I'm going to fast travel. But I will tell you, doing that is going to cost you so much more gil than is necessary. Okay, so... Yep. Okay. So essentially what this lady is saying is that she has this, like, journal, and she doesn't know who it belongs to. So she wants you to ask around, and she says that this gentleman may know something about it. And so you show him the journal, and he's like, oh yeah, I remember that lady. And he essentially points you to a place that is in Old Gridania, near the Lancers Guild. It's essentially where we get our certificates of achievement. So we are going to go to the Lancers Guild, and this is what unlocks your sightseeing log. So the sightseeing log in A Realm Reborn is actually very weird. So there are places scattered throughout all of Final Fantasy XIV. They are locations where you can essentially use a specific emote. It's the Lookout emote. And using this emote will unlock essentially lore about this area, and you can get achievements from finding all of the sightseeing spaces. But yeah, so you hand this lady back her journal, and then she goes, oh, are you also a sightseer? Well, I want you to experience what I was experiencing, so head to this one place and use this one emote so that you understand what I'm talking about. And it's just kind of tutorial mode. So the location is over by the Conjurers Guild. So we're gonna head that way. But you have to unlock your sightseeing log in order to unlock it in every subsequent expansion. So the only problem with A Realm Reborn and the sightseeing log is that it was a lot more difficult because there are some spaces that you can go to only at specific times of day or only during specific sorts of weather. And so what it required was that you go and essentially talk to the Skycaller, the person that keeps track of the weather, And you then had to wait until they told you when the weather was going to be at the perfect conditions. So yeah. It's like you looked upon one of their vistas, blah blah blah, returned to the lady. And it's essentially just teaching you how to use the sightseeing log. So what happens in A Realm Reborn when you find a vista is there will be no markers. It's just, in the chat box, it'll tell you that you are near a vista. Which is great and everything, except that that's not very helpful. And then when you leave the vista, it'll be like, you've left the vista! So you kind of have to play, like, hot and cold with it. And then once you figure out where the vista is, well, then it's a matter of what time of day do you need to be there? What type of weather does it have to be? And then you can unlock the stuff. In other expansions, like Heaven's Ward and all that, you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about weather or anything like that. You'll know you're at a vista because there'll be a glowing orb, and then you stand in it, and then you do lookout or pray or whatever emote it wants you to do, and then you unlock the vista that way. So, for some people, the sightseeing log is worth it. I think that they're neat, especially when you find a vista at one of those really hard-to-reach places after, like, a jumping puzzle or something like that. I think the vistas are cool. Some people don't care for them. You know, again, it's just one of the many ways that you can kind of play the game. So it's all up to you on how you want to do that. Take me to Ulda. Wee. Okay, so now that we're at Ulda, now we can go and... Oh yeah, so I can register my stuffs now. Okay, anyways. Ruby Road Exchange. We are going to head to the Gladiators Guild as soon as we are able. So maybe I should have gone somewhere else. Oh, and we can unlock the dance here. I forgot. There's a dance we didn't unlock, but I'll do that. This one's really funny. I'm just gonna kind of summarize this. So this girl, basically, she heard that this, like, really fancy dance instructor is in town, and she's obviously one of these, like, street dancers over here, and she's like, oh man, if only I could find this dancing instructor, he could teach me how to dance like the people in high society, and I could leave this life behind me. So you go and you find this dancing instructor, and once you do, he essentially tells you to dance for him and whatever, and you do, and he's just like, and then the cat girl finds you again, and she's like, where's that dancing instructor? And she's like, oh, this is him, right? And he's like, well, dance for me, let me see what you can do. She dances, and he's like, ew, gross. He's like, let me show you the dance of high society, right? He dances, and then she's like, that's what high society looks like? And then he has you do the dance, and I guess they're both so impressed by your skill that he's like, I'll take her, you know, the cat girl on as a tutor. And then the cat girl's like, no, I want to be an adventurer now because this adventurer danced so well. It's really stupid. Hey, Mila. Oh, Sam, I must apologize for my earlier behavior. As First Sword, my duty is not to foster your growth as a gladiator, but to also protect you from dangers you are not yet ready to face. I did not know that Leavold had become the leader of the Alacran. Had he chosen to bear his steel at us, many more of us would not have returned alive. I need to know why he's turned to a life of crime, and so I've ordered my best men to scour Thanalan for any traces of his whereabouts. Unfortunately, one of them has disappeared. I have strong suspicions that he's been taken prisoner by the Alacran, or worse. If there is any hope of saving him, we must act quickly. I would have you search for our missing comrade. His last report stated something. Let me see. Yeah. His last report stated that he was tracking the Alacran near the Hammers in western Thanalan. If you go there, you may yet find some clue as to his fate. I've been far too reckless in recent days and let too many good gladiators come to harm. Please stand, find our missing comrade, and bring him home safely. So if you remember what was happening before, in the class quest, because I know it's been a while since we did one, essentially, one of the gladiators that became famous had returned to Ul'dah. And Mila was really mad at him because supposedly he just up and left and everybody thought he was dead, and I don't know, something else happened. And, needless to say, they're just not very happy with each other, and they have a very, angry history with one another. So, anyways, it turns out that, this man is being hunted by the Alacran. And the Alacran, I guess, is a criminal syndicate who fell off and then now have come back stronger than ever, and nobody knows why. And it turns out that it's because the man that's being hunted down, his brother in the arena, Leavold, is the leader of the Alacran. And so there's some history there of their time in the gladiator, or in the arena, that for some odd reason is why they're both so salty with one another. And why Leavold's like killing people from the Gladiator Guild. But we don't know why that is. And it can be hard kind of keeping up with two storylines going at once, but when you're playing it, and you're not playing it in small chunks like I am, it makes more sense. The vessel is rude, but the wine within yet may be refined. This is the dance instructor, by the way. Unfortunately, there is much call on my time. I'm bound for another land. I will make a dancer of you when next I return to the city. Yep, cat lady shows up. There you are. Heard anything good? Hope you're not wasting time with that looker here. It's like, that's your dance instructor. Then she's like, oh my god. He is very handsome, though, I guess. Oh, Master Gelano, I am Pimolmine, I guess, the danseuse, and I would speak with you. It's my greatest desire to become a dancer dexter and perform at a grand ball. Please, my lord, won't you teach me? So it is not the adventurer who wishes to tread the parquet, but this stammering maiden. Child, I sift people to find dancers, do you understand? Then let us see whether you can master these steps. And then he teaches her the beautiful high society dance, which is one of the most ridiculous dances I think I've ever seen. It's goofy looking. She's like, that's how they do it in high society, huh? I can be the lass with class, just watch. She says while, like, mostly naked. And you're like, oh, look at her go. She can do it, you know? And he's like, meh. Hideous, grotesque, your dancing stands alongside the calamity in its horror. Well, those words might cow your high-born ladies, Mr. Gillino, but where I come from, we take our lumps and keep on twirling. Now, what exactly didn't you like? Child, you rely overmuch on appearances. You go from pose to pose, pleasing to pleasing. That is not dance, but crude fascination. So basically, he's calling her slutty. Adventurer, look sharp. Take your turn on the floor. That's like, why me? Why me, dude? Why do I have to do it? But okay. And then my character does it the exact same freaking way. I can't take my eyes off of you. I mean, you're not exactly good. You'd be picking rotten orange pits out of your eyebrows if you did that at the market, but... It's a story, isn't it? A dance is a story. And I have nothing to say. Because I haven't lived, just made a living. So it's like she understands something about the dance. She's like, oh my gosh, it's not about shaking your boobs. It's about telling a story. Aye, child, ale-glazed eyes are easy to please, and you have squandered these years striking your poses when you could have learned a craft. Still, you have courage, I'll warrant that. I weary of teaching so many who may have lived, but in ways too alike. I wonder if you have courage enough. Do you dare start anew? To be a dancing girl no longer, to learn a true craft. And then she's like, I do! I dare! I will learn the craft of adventuring! Do you adventure for fun or gain? Do you have to be very good with weapons? Those moves you make with your arms, is that some fighty thing? I want what you've got, darling. The way the grand ball is through quests and dungeons. I'll learn to slog, I'll learn to slug, and I'll learn to dance. Thank you, milady. I'm off to the Adventurers Guild. You've taught me so much, and I'll never forget the dance you showed me. And he's like, what? Did she choose a mere adventure over me? Master among masters? My airship departs this strange city soon. Dance your rude yet passant. I don't know, dance, adventure. Mayhap you'll affect more aspirants as you did that young lady. Because I'm not gonna try and say her name again. Ah, and mayhap I shall hang up my dancing shoes and start anew. What? Meanwhile, my character's just like, what happened? What happened? You have learned the ball dance. Alright, let me see. 24, 23. Oh, God. Alright, so I do need to stop by the market because I've got to buy new stuff. I got to buy new armor. I'm not armored up. I'm not beautiful enough. I can go up to level 35. Now, granted, I could get this from a dungeon, but I really just don't want to. No, I'm not doing his creepy quest. It just gives me a, what's it? A thingy I don't need. What is this for? Oh, this is for a dungeon. So occasionally you'll find these things, and he's like, there's a chimera in there, blah, 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 blah. It's just like what we did. It's just for extra dungeons. Which isn't bad, but the story's not really so important. Okay, let's see. Steel Kata, that would be good. 32. Ooh, Steel Elmo. Steel Barbut. I'm almost level 37. So, like, maybe I just want to buy the level 37 stuff? Maybe? Oh, why did I click off of that? I mean, it's all the stuff. Heavy steel cannot equip headgear. No, thank you. Steel scale, toad skin jacket, linen shirt. So if I want the really high class stuff, I could only go with steel scale if I want to wear head armor. Which I think is so stupid. I don't know why they do that thing where it's like, oh, it's freaking attached to, you can't wear other stuff with it. I'm like, I don't get that. Like this one, cannot equip gear to feet. I'm like, why? Why cannot equip gear to feet? Whoa. I'll buy these for now, but then this one I can't wear until I'm level 38. I mean, and that's fine. I'll wear what I can wear right now, but... Oh. Toadskin breeches. Oh, yeah. So... yeah, we'll update, because then I'm just gonna go... Watcha! And go right back to my outfit. Alright, and now what do I have here? This is level 24. Man! Level 24. Man, oh man, oh man. So I need tradecraft merchant. That's not going to help me. Independent jeweler. I'll need to go back there in a minute, but... Blah, 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 blah. Independent arms. Gib. Okay, 30 to 39. Ooh. This'll do for now. And then I'll take this. And then give me shield. Blah. Okay. Now let's see how that looks. Sure. I don't know, but that blade doesn't convince me that it would actually do anything. But I do like it that it has a wooden sound effect, so, you know, it works out. Anywho, now I'm broke. I know somebody's probably screaming. It's probably my friend Marissa. She's probably screaming. And she's like, no, you fool, you idiot, don't buy it. You can just go in the dungeons and get it for free. You're right, but I'm a YouTuber, Marissa. I don't have time to do it that way. She really does yell at me, like, not like yell, but every episode she's just like, why did you do that? Like, you could have done this. And the thing is I've been playing this game for like years. Did she teach me how to do this stuff years ago? No. Could she have taught me how to do this stuff years ago? Yes. But she didn't. So whose fault is it? That I'm messing it up now? Huh? But no, it's funny. I love every time I upload a video because then it's absolutely ridiculous. She'll be like, girl, why? And I'll be like, oh my gosh, because I'm over here trying to make some, you know, inspirational, or not inspirational, educational video. It's a trap, sister. Ooh, I like traps. That sounds wrong out of context. It's probably not what I meant to say. Oh yeah, now I have my effects on, so now you can see my, my effects. But actually, this is really good because it gives me an idea of how large the scope of Eclipse actually is. I never realized that before, so... I'll say, this is good. You doing alright, buddy boy? That's some fine swordsmanship. All I did was spin in a circle. Mila, First Sword certainly knows how to pick 'em. Even after all these years, I can't quite bring myself to call her that. See, I still remember when her father first brought her to the guild, a wee lass who cried at the sight of naked steel. But to look at her now, you'd swear she was born with a blade in her hand. Not like she had much of a choice, but to rise to the occasion, though. What with all the trouble Aldis got into 7 years ago. Aldis is the one that's being hunted. Yeah. Selfish bastard. She should have never... but enough of my rambling. I'll make my way back to Ul'dah after a short rest. You go ahead and tell Mila that I'm fine. Okay. Let me try out my other mounts. Let's see, mount guide. I can't fly, so this one's kind of weird. It's just, I'm just riding on a big old robot. And it feels a bit, like, slow. I know it's not slow, but it feels that way. This one plays the vacuum song. It's from the Alexander fight. Forward and back, and then forward and back, and then go forward and back, and 1 foot forward. It's a vacuum song. Listen, if you ever play Final Fantasy XIV, you'll find the dumbest things funny. Okay? Ba 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 ba, and that's one of them. Like, the vacuum song's one of, like, OG Final Fantasy memes. Okay? Can't beat it. I do really like the Alexander raids, though, but oh man, the idea of tanking it makes my stomach just twist into knots. Sam, thank the gods you're alright. I heard about the ambush at the Hammers. Excellent work. You've been invaluable to the guild, and I cannot thank you enough. In fact, I believe you deserve much-needed rest. Take some time for yourself and return when you've recuperated. But before you go speak with Lulutsu, before you go speak with Lulutsu, I believe she has a message for you. Okay. Ah, Sam. The very gladiator I was seeking. Lean closer, for I would not have any others hear my words. Aldis sends his regards and requests that you meet him at the Lich Yard in eastern Thanalan. Naturally, I've not divulged this information to the First Sword. As you may have gathered from their previous interaction, she's still rather upset with him, and would likely forbid any further association. Quite understandable, since he was clearly being groomed to become the next guildmaster before that horrible scandal. Ah, they would have made such a lovely couple. Forgive me. This is hardly an appropriate topic of conversation. Anyways, you have my word. that the First Sword will not hear of any rendezvous from me. Alright, so we have to go to Camp Drybone. And so we shall. I believe I have to go up through Central Thanalan to get there. Map guide. Weak. Alright, so Central Thanalan, because then we have to go up, yeah, up to Eastern Thanalan. Let's try this one. Now we are a robot. And then we get that, like, old style Final Fantasy music. I love classic, like, Final Fantasy music. Especially, like, Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 are just so good. Like, it's just so good. Oh, we eventually have to go to do the mutable materia stuff, but I'm not doing that right now. I don't feel like it. But yeah, so mutable materia and stuff, usually it's when you have, like, there's, like, one part of it that you unlock whenever you do crafting. There's another part that you unlock when you do some other things. I don't know. What's her face? Minfilia has you do something with it. What's this? Dishonor before death. Oh, this is for the... Oh, that's the extra dungeon. I was like, what is that? Why am I being led over there when Eastern Thanalan's over here? Alright. Where are you at, Aldis? Mount Guide. We're just gonna go back to the typical, freaking, what's it? My motorcycle. Because I do think my motorcycle's a little bit faster. Someone told me it was, at least. Someone's like, oh, you've got the motorcycle that actually is faster in the fields. And I forget who said it. So, it might have been Marissa. Maybe not, though. Oh, there's Aldis. And look, it's a story section. We love those. Hi, Aldis. I've done this same quest like 3 times. I like a woman who keeps me waiting. It nurtures the sense of anticipation. You're gross, Aldis. It's been 7 years since Mila's father was laid to rest here. He was mean and stubborn, an old Aldgoat through and through, but gods, when he danced with a sword in hand, it was pure poetry in motion. Mila's right. There's no way I could know what it was like for her back then, forced to replace her father under such terrible circumstances. Oh, it's one of the Alacran. And who might you be? Another of Leavold's lackeys? Master Leavold has been most distressed since learning of your return. This is unacceptable. Your master does not deserve your loyalty, kitten. When you've outlived your usefulness, he'll dispose of you like so many others. Believe me, I speak from personal experience. Say what you will, I will not be swayed. She looks awfully determined to kill me. Still, I'm not really in the mood to play. Mind stopping her, Sam? Sure. I got this. Cat versus cat. It's a kitty fight. No pressure, but I'll be evaluating your performance. Yeah, no pressure. It's fine. Oh, it's so flashy now that I have the effects on. I don't like it. You would die for this scum? Very well. Read your movements. It's not exactly higher literature. Your interference is whatever. Watch it, Sam. This kitten has claws right as I fucking destroy her. You've gotten stronger. Good. I'm glad Mila has a woman like you to rely upon. She's her father's daughter, a leader of men, a true warrior, and an obstinate woman who lets her feelings cloud her judgment. Which is why she needs to be surrounded by dependable people who will give her good counsel and keep her temper in check. Now more than ever. Stick by her. She needs you more than she knows. I want to say she needs you, Aldis, but I already know what he says. So it's like, I'll do what I can. Thank you. I know this business with Leavold and the Alacran has everyone on edge, but it's almost over now. You have my word. I owe it to her old man to put an end to this. To give him peace in Thal's realm by making the bastard Leavold finally answer for his crimes. Remember what I said, Sam. Now go. She's probably wondering where you are. So, essentially, if you tell him that, if you tell him that she needs you, like, she needs you, Aldis, he'll basically say, no, I said she needs dependable people. Didn't you listen? And he gets kind of insulted over it, so, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, obviously there was a huge scandal. Aldis was gonna take over as guildmaster, but then there was this huge scandal that happened, and it kind of put, Mila in a really bad position, and, she doesn't really forgive Aldis for it, because he kind of just ran away, and somehow Leavold was also on it, so there's like this whole big drama thing going on. I might as well just unlock this, dungeon while I'm here. That way when I have to level, I have another dungeon I can mess around with. Because, you know, I could always use more dungeons to practice with. So, especially since freaking, I'm gonna get to a point eventually where I'm gonna have to, you know, actually start doing that stuff. You kind of get to a point... I'm gonna unlock this over here, though. You do get to a point in the game where... Whoa. That's a big old sabotender. That's a special hunt. I don't think I've ever seen that one. Sabotender... Ballerina. Look at the little legs. Anyways, you do eventually get to a point where you really can't buy your gear anymore. I mean, you can if you like gill farm and then you buy everything off of the marketplace and stuff, but really the rest of it, it's, you know, but unless you're doing that, the rest of it you need to get from raids and stuff. So I kind of ran into this materia transmutation now available. I kind of ran into this issue post-Dawn Trail. So, post-Dawn Trail, there's obviously this, you know, essentially the post-game content. I don't know how to really explain this. So, if you've ever played Guild Wars 2, you essentially have the game, and then in between the game and the next expansion, there's segments which are called Living World. And they're essentially supposed to fill... They're filling in the gaps, is what they're doing. They're filling in the gaps for what is to come. You know, they're kind of setting the mood for the next expansion. Cool, fine. But yeah, 38, 37... No, gimme. Woof. Cutter's Cry now available. Yay. But we're not doing that. But anyways, so they fill in the gaps and they essentially are just kind of setting up the next expansion. They're giving you your own like personal quest, like its own story quest sort of thing, but it's also, like I said, dropping the little hints and pieces and kind of leading in to what's going to be the next expansion. So that's essentially what post-game is like in Final Fantasy. So once we beat A Realm Reborn, what's going to happen is we're going to have some like little story stuff, and that's going to essentially set the mood for what's going to be the first expansion, which is Heavensward. Now, Dawn Trail, which is the latest expansion as I'm recording this, Dawn Trail is now in its post-game content, setting that mood for what's going to be the next expansion. And it's like kind of filling in the pieces, filling in the blanks of what was left from the previous expansion. Long story short, my gear wasn't high enough to complete certain things. Like, I couldn't do the Monster Hunter event, I couldn't do the boss battle for the end of post-game, because my gear level was not high enough, which is really, really frustrating. So what I had to do was I had to essentially increase my eye level, which is your gear level, by doing the same, like, dungeons over and over and over again. And the reason why you have to do it so many times is because loot drops are RNG, they're random, and so it was dropping gear, but it was dropping caster gear, and I was playing DPS, and I wasn't playing a caster. I was playing as a Dragoon, so I was just like, oh man. So I had to wait until it dropped Dragoon gear. Why are you staring at me like that, Sam? Is something the matter? You're behaving rather oddly. Well, I'm afraid I have no news regarding the Alacran's movements. I remain confident that we'll find them soon, though, so keep your blade sharp. Thanks. No, I don't want any of this, because once I level up, I'll have better gear. Damn it to all the seventh hell, this is madness. It's Aldis. He's been arrested by the Brass Blades. They claim he was plotting to assassinate the Sultana. This is utter nonsense. He has no motive to do so, and whatever I've said about the man, he would never resort to using poison. The Alacran must be behind this. They failed to kill him time and time again, and now they're reaching out to their monetarist allies. I didn't want to believe Wymond when he said that they had such influence, but... Wait, that's it. If anyone can help us unravel this plot, it's Wymond. He has a reputation for knowing things he shouldn't, after all. Find Wymond, see what he can tell us. Aldis is many things, but he's not a murderer. Okay. So Wymond is actually in the town square. But yeah, so we'll eventually get to the point, like I said, where we can't buy our gear, which is why I'm just buying it now, because it's available, and I don't want to have to go through the same dungeon over and over and over again just to get gear. So yeah, I know we'll eventually get to that point where I'll have to do it the way that you're supposed to do it, quote unquote, but right now, I don't feel like it. Hi, Wymond. I was wondering when you might come along, Sam. Frankly, I'm surprised Aldis went so quietly. He ought to know there's no walking away from this. What happened between Aldis and Leavold 7 years ago? You really don't know, do you? Best I start at the beginning then. Aldis is something of an enigma. He and Leavold were two of the greatest gladiators ever to grace the Blood Sands, but he threw all that hard-fought glory away for a few gil more. See, the average Ul'dan loves a good Colosseum fight, and what better way to make a gladiatorial spectacle more entertaining than wagering on the outcome? So when it got out that Aldis was orchestrating a match-fixing scheme of untold proportions, well, you can imagine the shock and anger the people felt. He was expelled from the Colosseum, and his wins were stricken from the record. Your guildmaster, Mila, got the worst of it, though. Not only was her friend exposed as a fraud, but around the same time her father fell ill and passed away. There were some oddities surrounding his death, too. 'Twas rumored he took his own life out of shame for his disgraced pupil, or that he might have even been murdered by the man. Baseless conjecture, really, but it made Aldis look that much worse. In the end, Mila lost two of the most important men in her life, and was forced to take charge of the guild alone. And Leavold, He tried to go it solo on the Blood Sands, but it wasn't the same. Without Aldis, his career was finished. Now you know the nature of the man you so desperately want to save. Though, judging from the look in your eyes, I gather you still have your reservations. Fine then, though you can't blame me for doubting a man found in possession of Ralger's bile. 'Tis a vile poison, rare and expensive too. Only the Corpse Brigade knows how to make it, I hear. Gods only knows why they'd give it to Aldis. Could go to their headquarters at the Sepulchre in southern Thanalan and ask them directly, I reckon. I've an aversion to direct confrontation personally, but you don't, do you? By the by, should you save the poor bastard's life, tell him we're even, and that I hope it was all worth it. Okay, so southern Thanalan it is. So Aldis essentially basically rigged a match so that he could make more money, and it got out, so people weren't very, very happy with him. I mean, it happens, I suppose. I myself, you know, I could see him getting kicked from the Colosseum for it, but like, I don't know. I feel like people should know that that kind of thing happens. I don't really see gladiators as being honorable. You know? Like, I don't know. That stuff was rigged all the time. Plus, real gladiators, they would literally, like, throw them in with, like, lions and stuff, like, hoping that they got ripped apart, so I don't know. I feel as long as the Colosseum was raking in cash, it's kind of like people that watch wrestling. Like, that crap's fake. It's so fake, but people think it's entertaining. So, like, even if the match was rigged, I mean, as long as people are having fun and paying money, I mean, why not? Okay. So, I'm gonna go in here real quick, just because there is an aetheryte in here. I'm not going to pick up any of the quests, because I don't really need them right now. But I do want to talk to the Chocobo Keep, because that'll open up the porter for us, and likewise, I can unlock the aetheryte, which will help us tremendously. Always unlock aetherytes when you have the chance. Now, the Corpse Brigade is out these ways. See, now we're getting into the higher level stuffins. We have the Amalja. Ooh, I need to kill that one. Hey, come here. Man, look at all these fancy effects now that I turned on the effects. Look at all them colors and those slashes. Look at it. And you, come here. And you, also come here. Hiya! Because I only have to kill 3 of you to get my, commendation thingy. My extra XP. Yeah! I love new areas. Oh, we got golems out here too? Oh my goodness. Look at all this new stuff. Oh. Oh, that's right. The Corpse Brigade is back near this mountain. I have to go through the back because there's like a cave. Cave back here? Yeah. I haven't done this in a minute, so like part of me is just trying to remember. But I know that there's a cave. Yeah, Corpse Brigade. Excuse me, pardon me, coming through. Don't mind me, just gonna go all the way around. Don't really need to cause a ruckus. Yup, hi. Yeah, I knew you were gonna... yeah. I remember coming into this cave so many times under-leveled. Because there's some other reasons you have to come into this cave. And it's just like, There were so many times I went in here under Leavold and like the corpse brigade was just kicking my butt. Alright, so we have the wrinkled bill of sale over here. Of course I'm not under leveled now, it's just if I could, you know, cheese through this, then I would cheese through it. Oh look, it's an Alacran lackey. Hi. So they're in here, huh? Ow. Oh. Look at this lawless bowman. Okay. Now that that's been dealt with, now we just gotta cheese the rest of this. There's like another section of this cave, so don't mind me. Just gonna go through this way. I'll have to kill you though. Because we're going right there. I'll say, don't you dare paralyze me. I'll paralyze you first. Yeah, how'd that feel? Not nice, huh? Up, and there is the Ralger's Bile. Just gonna pick that up. Aww. Well. Owie. They paralyzed me. That was rude. Trying not to draw any unnecessary attention even though this man's having a nap over here. Alright, and now I can get out of here because I got everything I needed. Okay, thank you guys, bye! Don't mind me, nothing to see. How do I get out of here? Oh yeah. Goodbye! Yep, goodbye. Crap, I'm stuck. Help. Alright, goodbye. I am hopeless. Absolutely hopeless. I can already hear the voice of Marissa saying, yes, yes, honey, yes, you are. But listen, she's my friend because I'm stupid, okay? Like, she knew I had no redeeming qualities outside of my humor and the fact that I'm like a lost Labrador. So, she chose to be my friend anyways. That's a her problem, not a me problem. Bum, bum, bum. Stuck. Okay. I'm getting stuck a lot. Usually I don't, but today I'm getting stuck a lot. Back to Central Thanalan. Whew, boy, I'm tired. And I haven't even made my, thumbnail. I'll have to find something good to make as my thumbnail. But it is good that we're catching up on class quests. We're gonna do this for a while until we get our upgrade, which will take us from the Gladiator class to the Paladin class, which happens generally about level 30. So we are nearing that threshold, class quest wise. All right. Yoink. Where have you been, Sam? Aldis has been given over to the custody of the Sacrarium. They mean to execute him. We must do something. Well, I mean, I have this. This poison, is it? You've proof that the Alacran purchased it from the Corpse Brigade. Thank the gods you've done it. Quickly, we must show this to the official presiding over his execution at Highbridge. Go now. Where's Highbridge at? Oh, that's back in Eastern Thanalan? Okay. I'm on my way to save the day. What? Okay, so... Isn't that like a Darwin thing from the Great Adventures of Gumball or whatever? I'm not really well versed in cartoons anymore. I kind of stopped watching cartoons after Chowder and Flapjack. Like, literally, Flapjack, Chowder, and Adventure Time was, like, I think the last time that I literally, like, sat down, and, like, indulged myself in cartoons. Because those types of cartoons just understood my crazy sense of humor. Outside of that, I don't think I've, like, watched cartoons in a long while. And occasionally I'll see, like, some adult cartoon that I'll watch, like, a little bit of, but I don't know. TV's not really my thing. So, I know my friends with, like, ADHD say that they really can't watch TV unless it's something that they're hyperfixating on because they can't sit still. I also just can't really sit still for the most part. Like, I can, but it almost gets to the point where if I'm not interested, it definitely feels, like, painful. But if I'm watching it with a purpose, I can sit there and watch it. But, like, it takes a lot for me to binge watch a series. Like, I don't know. I cannot, it's not stimulating enough for my brain. Video games are different, because video games, even if I'm doing, it raining. Even if I'm doing, like, the same thing, like, over and over and over again, it's with purpose. So, like, and it's still more stimulating, because, again, I have to, you know, pay attention to what buttons that I'm pressing. I've got to, you know, plan, like, what I'm going to do. I've got to think about what I'm doing, you know, as far as, like, fighting enemies, going to different areas, completing quests, achieving certain goals, like getting better gear, like, there's just things I have to do. So it's definitely more stimulating for my brain. But watching shows and watching movies? No. I had an ex that would sit there and get on YouTube and would watch the same, like, 3 videos over and over and over again. It got so bad that I could quote, like, the videos because of how much she had watched them. I can't stand it. Like, I cannot stand that sort of, like, repetitive nonsense. How do I get down there again? Oh, it's from the other side, isn't it? Ugh. Yeah, the stairway's this way. Excuse me, coming through. There's a man about to be executed and I must stop it. The Sacrarium has sentenced you to death for your crimes against the Sultanate. Have you any last... Huh? Who are you and what do you want? Take my wrinkly bill of sale and Ralger's Bible. These are bold accusations you make, adventurer. Oh, that's probably Leavold, isn't it? However, the Sacrarium has found the prisoner guilty in the eyes of gods and men, and he will be executed forthwith. Don't waste your breath, Sam. Thal's scale... Oh, it's not Leavold. Thal's scales have always yielded to wealth above all else, and Leavold spent a fortune to secure my sentence. Silence, criminal. And you, what are you waiting for? Do it. Why are executioners always, like, half naked? I don't know. Where did that... Aldis! Just couldn't stay away, could you? Well, at least I don't have to steal the headman's axe. And they just stand there, you know? They're like, oh, well... If the gods are to have blood this day, I'm afraid it won't be mine. Since you two are so devout, perhaps you'd be willing to offer yourselves in exchange. Mercy! And then they just run away. Oh, there they are. Ew. Interfering with the law is a heinous crime. In fact, I believe it is punishable by death. When do we get to kill Leavold, though? There he is. I had a feeling the spectacle would draw you here. I should have dealt with you myself from the start. Come, let's dance, brother. So it's to be a rematch. Very well, I accept. Mila and the others need you, Sam. Leave him to me. Sure. Ta-da! Alright. Hiya! Alright. Onward! Hiya! Man, you guys are super weak. Or is it just that I'm over-leveled as crap? Probably the second one. Hiya! I remember actually the first time I tried to do this quest, I actually failed it. Not on this character, but on a different character where I was trying out Gladiator. And yeah, I ended up failing it, like, amazingly. Because I wasn't really sure what I was supposed to be doing, and I freaked out. I was like, no! I was like, oh my gosh, who am I supposed to be helping? Who am I supposed to be fighting? Now I'm just gonna hit you all at once. That way I can get rid of you faster. And I'm gonna buff up my attack power. Alright, there's one dead, there's two dead. There's three dead. There's four dead. And this is the last one. Oh, now there's more. Hiya! Drop my mitts. Got some potions. They're hitting really hard and they're very ouchy. I shouldn't have grabbed them both at once, I don't think. That's my bad. Especially since I'm not level 38 yet. But that's okay, we got this. We'll get it done regardless. I am gonna have to, like, turn off my effects after this, though, because goodness gracious. Ooh. I grabbed a demon? That hardly seems fair. A void slave. Man. So they summoned Voidsent, huh? Oh no, he's gonna... I was like, I got his butt right in my face. Ugh. Aldis! Oh boy. Hiya! Look at that! You almost had me leveled. I know it's like Leavold, but stay back. I won't have your pity. You just had to have it all, didn't you? Just one victory. Just one bloody match. But your precious ego couldn't accept that. You ruined everything. Tell me, Aldis, how does it feel to lose your name, your legacy, everything you ever loved? 'Cause he loved her. I want to know how much you suffered. Let it go, Leavold. It's over. Like hell's it is. I swear, you will never know peace. Not in this life, or the next. Oh, Leavold, no! Jeez. It's rough. You know damn well neither of us will see Thal's realm. Let's go. Our comrades are waiting. That's rough. Alright, so now we have to return to Ul'dah, right? Yep, Gladiators Guild. I'm just gonna teleport there. Normally I wouldn't, but... because I broke. But I don't feel like going all that way. I'll make money some other way. I think, like, all class quests end tragically. Because I know the Lancer's class quests also ends very tragically. So... I think it's just a thing with class quests. I'm glad you were there, Sam. Without you, I doubt we could have defeated the Alacran. Have you ever considered the Colosseum? You'd make a wonderful attraction. Of course, you'd need a title that befits your prowess. Now that it's all over, you'll be staying, won't you? No. Leavold may be dead, but the Alacran are far from finished. I'd rather not linger and give them a chance to regroup and seek revenge. It is a true tragedy that I cannot enjoy the company of Ul'Dah's lovely ladies any longer, but I have faith that equally radiant beauties await me in distant lands. Aldis, Not another word, my dear. It's bad enough that the First Sword has permitted a disgraced gladiator to fraternize with her subordinates. Can you imagine the scandal if she became personally involved with the man? Nevertheless, I understand how you feel, Mila. I'm known to have this effect on the fairer sex. Aldis, you jerk. I know he's trying to make it easier to say goodbye, but sheesh. I should have let the headsman have his way with you. That way you might learn something of humility. But how am I supposed to remember the lesson without a head? Your father would be proud of you, Mila. Don't ever change. Yes, there's one more thing I wanted to say to you before I go, Sam. 7 years ago, before my last match on the Blood Sands, I was given an offer. A sultan's ransom in exchange for a loss. Leavold begged and pleaded, but I just couldn't do it. Call it honor or pride or whatever you like. I made my choice. And in spite all that came of it, to this day, I have no regrets. It's a simple thing to know what's right. Listen to that heart of yours and it will never lead you astray. Trust in your comrades, have faith in your skills, and you will triumph over any adversity. And with that, I bid you farewell. Bye, Aldis. I'd better not have to wait 7 years to see that bastard again. There's still so much I want to... What in the seven hells are you looking at? This is a training hall. Why aren't you all training right now? And they're like, oh god. You think all it takes to stand on the Blood Sands is a sword and a stupid grin? No, it takes years of hard work, an ocean of blood and sweat, and an unbreakable will. Every man and woman here has the potential to become a champion, but it is you, and you alone, who decides your destiny. So answer me now, gladiators. Will you follow in the footsteps of your brothers and sisters and inscribe your names in legend? Aww, woo-woo. Alright. Gimme monies. And this should level us up, so... We're leveled up. This one time at level 30. Alright, so now that we have leveled up, we can actually upgrade some of our gear. But then we're just gonna change back. That's fine. Alright. We need probably better stuffs. Alright, what you want? Oh, there you are, Sam. Perfect timing. I've just heard a juicy bit of gossip that I know you're going to be interested in. Apparently, and remember you heard this from me, the Sultan's sworn elite are sharing the secret skills and training of paladins. Incredible, I know. The Sultan's sworn have an exclusive monopoly on all the instruction of paladin skills. Once upon a time, if you weren't one of those officer track elites, then you had no chance to learn the arts. And competition to get to the top was very fierce indeed, let me tell you. But anyone who joined had to swear an oath of fealty to the Uldan Sultanate, which meant no more adventuring, no more daring do, and no more Colosseum, just languishing about in the palace all day polishing plate mail. That's why this news is so big. Now anyone with a bit of commitment can learn the skills of a paladin, and no memorizing the 55 commandments of the sworn or any of that nonsense either. This is a golden, no, platinum opportunity that comes but once in a lucky adventurer's lifetime. Let this slip through your fingers and regret will be in your just desserts. You need to go to the Royal Promenade in the Hustings Strip. Find the captain of the Sultan's Sworn Elite, Genlins is his name. Genlins? Yeah, Genlins is his name. And tell him how you're just dying to become a paladin. But we will do that next time. So, leave a like if you like this series, if you want to see more. If you've ever had any stories about tanxiety, or if you want to talk about any class quests, go ahead and leave those in the comment section down below. Please just be mindful of people that may have not played this far and or, may not know the other stories of the class quests. Just go ahead and leave little spoiler tags, just to be nice. And as always, thank you guys so much for your continued support on my videos. We've been getting a few more subscribers lately. We're not going to reach 1,000 by the end of the year, but I do think that this channel will continue to grow, and you all have been amazing in being part of that. So thank you guys so much, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Alright, ciao you guys!